Do a record. Okay. So a file that you should have is that SketchUp doors and windows. Open that along with your SketchUp model. And one thing Fred's going to do is get some Q&A questions people have. And then he'll go into how you can actually utilize the doors and windows that he did give you. So give him just a second to get in there.
Is the file a SketchUp?
It is a SketchUp file.
Okay.
And you can open up multiple SketchUp drawings. So open up your model and the file I just gave you. Can anybody just log in and not get that SketchUp file I just sent you? Because I know if you weren't in and you don't see it in the chat, then you're going to need me to load it again, send it again. Okay. There it is. So as I was saying a few seconds ago, I sent everybody a lot of SketchUp sites where you can get components from them. But all of these sites have gone to being pay sites now. So you can keep those in your back pocket. But what Fred did was went ahead and made components of the doors and windows so that you'll be able to use those and not have to buy stuff from the pay sites for the moment. So he's going to show you how to bring those in, which right now that file, when you get into it, you're going to copy paste that into your model, and it's a group. So you'll edit the group and copy paste doors out of it, but I'll let him explain how to do that exactly. So give us one more second. And let's just start with Fred taking it away. If anybody had any burning questions they had on doing their model, let's talk about that for a little bit. Can you hear me now, Mai? I was muted before, but yes, that was intentional a moment ago. Okay. So anybody have any questions for Fred?
I had one. Could you show the interior walls, like how you did it?
Sure.
Or
The exterior walls as well. We draw guidelines. Really? I'll put the headphones in so it'll be better. I mean, headphones is good. Yeah, it's bigger. Can you hear me now? Really? Is it that bad? I could turn the volume down. How's that? Is that better? Is that better, Ruben? Can you hear me? Okay, how about now? How's your signal? Okay, cool. There you go. Interior walls. So suppose up here, questions.
Didn't we say, Fred, would it be better to just take that wall all the way across and put a door in it? And you can go either way.
Sure, you can do that.
Doing what you just did, you would then have to put a piece of wall over the door.
Yeah, above the heater rack.
Above the doorway. So I was wondering if you do a wall from east to west across that whole thing and just put the door in it later.
Okay, so you're saying erase this one? You just draw it straight across?
Right. As you guys can see, there's no one way to do it. You know, I would maybe do it where that wall that he's drawing now go all the way from one side of the ADU to the other. And then put the doorway in it, just like you're putting the door in the exterior wall.
Straight across.
I'm like from there all the way across.
Okay. No worries. I was getting rid of these extras.
Mm-hmm. 8 feet, right?
I'll make it 8 feet. Okay. And then we want to assign the tag to this one.
You might as well watch so they can see what that looks like over that closet right there. Put a 1'4" like header over that closet doors.
This area here.
Yeah. What would you do to make it only a 1 foot up above you, 1'4" up above? Pull the wall up.
Oh,
You have to unjoin it. See, that's where the sliding wardrobe closet doors is in that last wall you drew.
okay.
So it should be it should only be a 1'4" height chunk of wall at 8 feet above the ground. You know what I mean?
Okay, so 1'4" from this corner over.
No, 1'4" down from the top, all across there.
Oh, it's a partial wall. It's not a full wall.
That is a closet with wardrobe doors on the, wardrobe doors, sliding wardrobe doors in it, going across that whole thing, which is about 5 feet, right? So from like, exactly, you have to sever that so that chunk of wall right there is 1'4". No, it should be 1'4" from the top down. It's like a header over the doorway.
Oh, okay. So
So pull the bottom up. Pull the bottom up, essentially 6'8".
okay.
Oops, you have to break it from the side wall, right?
Yeah. Oh, from the other side as well. It didn't complete. That is not good.
You make that front wall separate from the side,
Mhm.
then pull it up 6'8".
So you
Cut it
up
this chunk needs to be up 6'8".
Okay.
Because these are slide wardrobe doors right there. Exactly, 6'8".
Like this.
Yeah, but when you put the floor plan back on, you'll see that there's wardrobe doors. You know, the one slide it.
It's like the photo recording.
Either go, but these are the wardrobe ones. That's
Okay.
there. One slide, the other slides.
Okay.
So, I mean, they can put a platform there.
Should erase the previous ones. So this is the new interior walls, but I have to erase those because I already have another set of interior walls in this folder. Did this answer your question? Or?
Yeah, I'd answer it. Thank you.
Alright, cool. Were you able to get any kind of progress done on your model?
Any progress on what? I'm sorry.
Building your model.
Yeah, that was just the last photo needed from last time.
All right, cool. So you have all your exterior walls completed.
Yeah, the roof, exterior wall.
Nice. What about your ceiling and everything?
Ceiling? I don't think so.
What about your roof? The roof
Yeah.
is completed.
Yeah, the roof is complete.
Nice. Okay, excellent. Does anyone else have any questions?
I actually have a question. So on the previous recording, it showed that you moved the interior walls up 6 inches.
Yes.
Do we still do that?
Yeah, you still would have to do it on this one. I didn't move it on this one because there's another set of interior walls in the same location. So I have to erase this one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no worries.
So you would just highlight them all and then move them up 6 inches?
Yeah, you triple click it and then you move it up 6 inches.
Okay.
I would also recommend you make it into a group as well. That way it's easier for you to identify. In addition to tag it, place it under your interior walls tag. And the way you would do that is right here. Just assign it here.
So
Once you
the
have it
order would be put it on interior walls tag and then group it, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter. What you do is you add a tag here. You label it interior walls. Then once you finish drawing it here, you triple click on this object, and then you assign it. And
Put
right
it on
click and
that,
make
and then you also
group it.
make a group for this. And the reason why you're moving it up 6 inches, folks, is because we're presuming this is going to be on a 6-inch concrete slab. So we're making a slab on top of the plan, but we moved the plan up already 6 inches. So yeah, actual ground in SketchUp should be 6 inches lower than where your walls are. Oh, Fred, and you should point out what you were telling me before class started about the construction guidelines.
Oh yeah. So when I noticed some people had some issues with the construction guidelines, and I discovered that if you were to just simply change it to whatever elevation you're trying to achieve and draw it and turn it on first. Interior. Say, for example, you want to draw on this elevation here.
And you may point out how to go to those elevations. I don't think we talked about that before. is a way, folks, to go right to a flush elevation. See where he's clicking
Yes,
up there, like left, right,
back,
back,
right,
all those.
front.
That will
Yes.
give you a non-three-dimensional straight on elevation view. And so when you're in one of those true elevation views, you're not at any sort of slight skew. And when you're not skewed, you won't have the problem we were having of your construction lines you thought were running parallel to the plane were off by a little bit. That's why we kept getting things that were, when you drew rectangles, they were skewed, they were off because we weren't looking head on at it. So Fred is suggesting it's better you look at head-on views and put your construction lines in that view than to do it in a view like this. Well, particularly, Fred, when you're not able to truly snap on it. If you do a construction line and you snap on like the corners of a wall, then you know you got it. But when you pull along it, you are sometimes accidentally not parallel to the plane. So it's better to do this.
So if you're adding your guidelines in this perspective, you're most likely to have it right on the plane. But if you try to add your guidelines in a perspective like this, then you're going to run into all different types of scenarios. So you would typically just start your guideline from the corner. Say, for example, yeah, let's do midway. I'm going to go here. Say I'm going to go across here. Now you want, it's just 4 feet. Let's make it 3 feet. So we have one here.
Xbox, turn on. Xbox.
Now you can use this guideline to copy all your other guidelines. And I guarantee it's going to be right there on the face. Opposed to trying to draw it like this, at this corner here and trying to copy that iteration of it. Does it make sense to everyone?
Okay. So you want to go into how to put in these doors and windows?
Okay, cool. So the doors and windows I gave to you, the way you would import that one is you would go to the file menu, go to import. Wherever you stored the file on your C drive, you go to that folder, you click on it, and then you click import. It's going to drag it into your current menu, current window. You place it in there. Once you place it in there, let me know, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, so you didn't really need to open that SketchUp file because you're going to import it in.
You're going to import it to whatever folder you generate your building in. That way, everything's in one
location. Model.
Yes. Let me know if you need for me to repeat that.
Do we just place it anywhere in the drawing?
Yeah, yeah, just put it in any place in the drawing. That's fine.
Everybody have that imported in? Okay, so go ahead and take it. I see that no one
Everyone has it, or should look something like this here.
of course, right now it seems to be like it's a group when it came in.
Yeah, it's a component.
So do we ungroup it or something, or where we do?
What you do is you're gonna go in there and edit the component. Then we're gonna say make unique.
So you hit edit component and then you did what?
Make unique. You right click on that one, make unique.
My make unique.
Yeah, my
Okay.
make unique, it doesn't like pop
Yeah,
up.
it grayed out.
Yeah, it
Should-
grays out.
When you highlight one of the units, one of the windows or doors,
So wait, first, do you do edit component?
yes,
Then you take one of them. Okay, so first you edit component and then you can touch one of the things and that
One of the
allows you to
units.
do make unique.
yes.
And once you do a make unique, then what there?
Then we're gonna copy to its new location.
Do you have to I did make unique, and when I do after that, if you right mouse click, it says close component, make component group. Do you close component?
Let's close the component. Click in here once. We're going to explode this one. Now we're going to come back to this guy. Make unique. And you should be able to copy it right into place.
So to make unique, did it leave the other one behind? Oh, it did. Okay.
It's what you do is when you click the move tool, tap your control key. Now you move it to the new location. That should do it. You do the same thing for the windows and doors.
That makes sense, folks? Let's take a few minutes and put those in. Windows and your doors in there. So you got one, patio door there, Fred, that you just did, and the other side is a solid, what do you call it, regular swinging door. The door that is the swinging door that you're going to now, you can change the size of it. So like the exterior door is 36 inches. You can make a unique copy and change it to 32 inches.
You can rescale it. Yeah.
Because ideally for the interior doors, it would be the same height, but it would be 32 inches, not 36 inches.
Correct. So you just have to rescale them. What you do is you click on the item, press S for scale, and rescale it.
So you should make a copy first.
Yeah, I would make a copy first.
Okay, so put a few of those in, folks. We'll give you a few minutes to do that. I'll pause the tape for a second and you put those in, put a few in anyway.
Is everyone ready? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead there, Fred. Let her rip. So start to talk. What Fred's going to talk about briefly are components and where you can get some news about that. So go ahead, tell him, Fred.
Yeah, the one place you can go to is this place here. 3D Warehouse. You can find almost anything you can think of in here. You can find your furnitures, the plumbing fixtures, doors, windows, light fixtures, lamps, chairs, so on and so forth. When you go and download these things, the one thing you want to pay attention to is the size of your polygons, right? You want it to be as small as possible so it won't slow down your drawing model. The smaller it is, the better it is, but you want to make sure it also has the quality that you're looking for inside of the model itself. You kind of zoom in and test it out. Look at it before you even download it. See if this is exactly what you're looking for. Then you make a decision, you download it. And then you insert it the same way I showed you with the other. You go into import, SketchUp, select the one you just downloaded and import it. The only issue with this one here is at some point they're going to ask you for a credit card to start paying, so be prepared for that. I have some 3D models I was going to download from my other system, and I'll just give it to Ruben, and Ruben to give it to you guys. That way you can add furniture to your models and everything.
So he'll give me those, and by sometime tomorrow, I'll try and you give them to me tonight, Fred. By tomorrow, mid-morning, I'll make sure I send them. If not late tonight, I will send a lot of components that he has. So you'll be able to drop in, you know, like a sofa, bed, the tub, some of that standard stuff in there. And I will undoubtedly send it to you in inbox. As far as the this 3D warehouse, which is new to us, it used to be free all the time. Now they're charging for it. It seems like you can get like a X number of day trial, like a 30-day trial. So since we're giving you a lot of things now, you may not want to start that trial now. You have enough stuff to utilize, but you can maybe investigate how much it cost anyway. You may want that at a later date when you're in a design studio class and want to get to different things. And hopefully it's not some overabsorbent price and it's, you know, $100 subscription or $10 a month, something like that. But I will have to ask some other SketchUp users, are there any free sites? May ask some of your classmates that are already using SketchUp a lot, if they know of any, and if any of you find out before I do, share it with the class in a message and inbox to everybody, just for future reference to know. So what Fred's starting to mess with now, and he'll cover today, so you have some time to work on this, is materials. How do you apply materials? So the objective is today you'll play with getting materials on your model so that on the last day of the tutorial on Thursday, he could go over animation and how do you really start to save JPEG images of your model and make animations. So you're doing a wainscot here, Fred?
Yes, so I was trying to do this.
Is that a 4-foot wainscot? So now we do want to give you some freedom here in how you want to apply materials, what materials you want to apply where. So you don't have to replicate what Fred is doing, but no, what he's doing is showing you how to put what is an architectural term when you have a wall finish at the base of your wall, the lower portion of your wall that's different from the upper area of your wall. It is called a wainscot. And I will put that term in there, wainscot. That could be interior or exterior. So a lot of times on the exterior, it will be a masonry base to a wall, whether it be brick or that cultured stone or something else. So that's what Fred is doing, is putting a masonry one there. So he drew a line to separate one portion of the wall from the other, and then
Select the material.
that allows you to, when you put a material on it, it's going to go in that area. If he didn't put a line, it would have went across that whole wall.
Yes,
Up
and
and
it
down
just
the
continued.
whole.
So maybe you guys can test this out. Should I undo and redo it again so you can see? The other thing you can do with these textures, you can rescale it too. Change the coloration of it. Rescale it here. And really play with it a lot. You can bring in your own JPEG image and then apply it to the building.
How did you add the materials tab
Oh.
to your tray?
I would go up here to this icon here, which says paint bucket. Do you see that one?
I see it.
Okay. Once you click them, it should activate your tray, the default tray.
Oh, okay, thank you.
If you want like metal panels, Fred, is
You want
that?
metal panels?
Yeah, metal panel. Well, I should say like corrugated metal panels.
You just do a search here, it says metal right here.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Patterns, glass, mirrors, roofing.
Or walls. Is it one? So wait, you went. Oh,
I went
so
to the cladding here. That's what I was using, the cladding, the first one. Brick cladding.
let me see what you did there. So under materials, you first went to cladding.
Yes. Let's see, selection. And brick cladding and siding. So right here. Under selection.
Oh, okay. So that was brick cladding, siding, and then,
You select whatever material you want and then assign it to the wall. First, you click the area you want to assign it to, then you click the material, then you assign it. So, you're good.
No, but how did you go from, so you went brick cladding, siding,
Yes.
then how do you go to metal?
Oh, to metal, you just click here, scroll down to metal right here, and click on this one. You click on the little blue arrow on the side,
Uh-huh.
and then you can scroll down.
But when you go to metal, it looks like a metal, but you no longer see like something that looks like metal panels.
Well, you can increase the size of it right here by changing the scale. Let's see it. Hey, Ruben, try under this one here. Look under this one. Try the red one. This one. Can you see that arrow?
Okay, roofing, uh-huh.
Yes. And then click on this one. So you have that one.
Oh, metal seam, okay.
Yeah. Yes. You can edit the pattern itself by going here.
So did you download the materials?
No, they're automatically inside of the software.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, once you click on the paint bucket here at the top of the screen,
Yeah.
it should activate your default tray for materials.
Okay.
And to change the scale and do things, you go to the edit tab?
Correct. You change it right here.
My scale is grayed out. So how do you play
Grayed
with
out.
that?
Really? You click into the box and you should see a cursor in there. You can change the numbers.
Yeah, funny, mine is, oh, maybe, let's see. Yeah, for whatever reason, there it is. That's interesting. Yeah, all of mine are grayed. All of those fields are grayed out.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Oh, I hit this little guy right here. That did it. So meaning,
Really? Because if you
click on
that box right there,
you had the
box open before. Just
yeah, so I had to click here.
Okay, click on that. Go in this box and change it.
Okay, right. That's why I had to click there to open it.
Okay. Because normally this thing here opens on the side over here.
Opens
Maybe
up.
this is blocking it.
Yeah, okay,
That's why I
maybe.
moved mine over to this side so I can see it. when it pops
Yeah,
up.
you know what? I'm gonna close this chat down.
No, I didn't close it. I just moved it.
Oh, the whole chat?
Yeah, I just moved the whole chat over. So it's sitting right here on my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, no,
That way I can see all
fortunately.
these pop-ups.
Okay. I don't know why.
You don't have to do the same thing I'm doing. You can do something else.
Yeah, I just do that. Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Oh, see?
I said, yeah, maybe that's what it was. It wasn't coming up. Yeah. Very good deal. Guess I'll do this one. Let's change the class. Now I touched my model and it did all the walls, all the
Oh,
exterior
really?
walls. So if
Oh, you have
you
to
have to
make sure
work-
you edit the component before you click and edit the component, and then you go in there and start making changes.
so let's see. Yeah, I think it's because it's a group. My exterior
Yes.
walls are a group.
Yes.
So
Edit group.
edit group, right? Edit group and then, yeah. So be careful of that, folks. You made your walls, your exterior walls a group. If you're not trying to put that same material on all 4 exterior walls, you need to go into edit group before you start applying a material.
It's very true. So you can also change your window glazing color and the door color as well. You don't necessarily have to stick with that particular color in there. You know, what you would do that is just go into your edit components, select the color under colors, in your materials, and then just apply it to the material of the door or windows. This way you can bring your model to life. You know? So in this case, your windows here, your sliding glass door, click on edit component. Do this multi there. There you have it.
It added blue to all the windows?
No, just that one, because
Just
each
that
one is
one.
unique.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to do each individual window that way.
And now if you want to add some finish to the frame to that.
You can do the same. It's the same process. Yes.
Mhm.
Right click on there, edit component. And zoom in to your frame. What color would you guys like?
Change it to a metal, huh?
You can do that too.
Bronze. Let's go that, huh?
Bronze. Okay. You can do the same thing for the window frames too as well. So let's change whatever color you want. That way everything is very unique and per your desires or specs.
If you wanted the wall to have some sort of texture.
Like this, like patterns or?
No, like on the outside, you would maybe have a cement plaster, sort of not a smooth stucco if it had a texture.
Something like this. You can increase the were you thinking about something like that, or can we scale this one? Like
Yeah, it's
this?
good to know. People know that. Yeah, there's that. And just say a stucco that isn't as smooth, like a dimpled stucco.
So what we used to do to get that on our shopping centers,
Mm-hmm.
we'll build that stuff inside of Photoshop and then import it into SketchUp.
Oh, I
So
see.
you'll build that pattern in there. When I send the furniture, I'll include some of those patterns too. Is that okay? Or?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And now when they get those patterns, is there a place they have to put them?
When you import it, it should come in right here under patterns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when they go to import, all of that will be in a SketchUp model?
Yeah, it's gonna
Or-
it's gonna inherit the model which you imported here.
Oh, so once you import that SketchUp model, boom, it'll bring the patterns into the right place. What you're
Yes.
saying.
You're talking about this guy here. You want to readjust the scale. How's that, Ruben?
Yeah, that's cool.
This looks nice as a countertop as well in the kitchen. Does anyone have any questions?
Right now with the windows, transparency is at 100%. Maybe I should have you go over a little bit if you want to make it slightly reflective. And
Oh, you want to make it reflective and frosted, or?
yes, just so people know how to do that, as well as any sort of tricks on things like metal if you want them to look a little more.
You play with the opacity right here to make it, once you assign it. So you can adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can give it a-
Now it changed all your windows because they're all in one group, right?
It's the same material, yeah. So all the materials on the same layer, or all the materials using that color will automatically be adjusted.
Oh, so make a note of that, folks.
Yeah. Unless you say unique, and then you wouldn't have that issue. You have to generate a new color and assign it here. Then that way you wouldn't have an issue of that taking place.
Mm-hmm. Because everything using that material is going to look like that.
Which is a good thing. Say, for example, somebody say, I want everything in there in the project that's red, make it green.
Mm-hmm.
Change it really fast.
Otherwise, in this case, if you wanted all the windows to be transparent, you'd make a copy of that glass
Mhm.
and erase it in one window and put a new one in that you would make translucent or something.
Correct. I changed that much. Okay. Change this. I did change. Yeah, everyone that has this blue color is going to be affected. This one, and the rear sliding door. This color here. You can adjust the color if you want. You can even change the color. Just keep in mind, once you change the color in this folder, it's going to change for good, right? But once you close the folder and you start a new folder, it's going to go back to red. So if you import another drawing into the new folder, it's going to inherit that color, which is red. Does that make sense? So as long as you keep your model inside of the original drawing, you modify all the colors, it's going to maintain the same one. But once you take it out of this drawing and put it into a new folder, it's going to take on the original colors which are set as red. Does that make sense to everyone?
I'm not sure it does there. The color name, so I'm seeing the color name is A04.
Yes. So
That's-
A04 is going to remain the same in other folders, except for this one.
That's a SketchUp name, if you will.
Yes, SketchUp name. So if you want to change this color and you want it to maintain that color, you had to generate a new name.
That's the best way to do
That's the
it,
best
right?
way. Yeah, that's what I recommend.
Because in another SketchUp model, A04 already exists, and if you bring it in there, it's going to take on whatever A04 is over there.
Correct. It's going to override it.
Mm-hmm. Sound familiar, folks? It's like an AutoCAD issue. If you got a text style, that's why I say don't use a text style by the name of standard, because all AutoCAD drawings have the standard style in it, and that style is set to a certain font. So you bring something from another drawing and it's named standard, that's a problem you're gonna have. But if you give it a unique name, then when you bring it over there, it's not gonna get overridden.
Is everyone okay out there? Any questions? Okay, you want to take a 15-minute break?
Yeah, let's do that right now. So it's almost 7:40, so let's say 7:45. I'm sorry, 7:55.
Okay.
7:55, we'll come back, but you should certainly add some materials to your model once we come back. And maybe I'll
Take a look.
have Fred add some things on the roof, play with that,
Oh yeah, that'd be
and
great.
we'll move from there.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, I'm gonna pause things. Thing will act right. Okay, Fred's gonna start to go over a little more materials, including some of this landscaping stuff. Again, all of these things are available in 3D Warehouse. But he is going to give us a SketchUp model with a lot of different landscape and outdoor components in it. So Fred, if you give me those tonight, I'll make sure I put them out there to people.
I can do it. I was gonna actually put the roof in there and then add the material to the roof so you can see how to rescale the tile on there. to make it look
Right,
more
because that
realistic.
is, if you don't rescale the tile right, it looks really kind of
Kinda hokey.
weird. And then he will talk about the landscaping things like trees and some tricks in how do you control them and go over these. You won't be able to physically do it now, but it'll be in the recording. And like I said, you'll get this by mid-morning tomorrow at the latest. And you'll be able to add those things. Now, what you should be turning in by Thursday, you'll see that the assignment has been updated as far as timing. What you're turning in is the building before you've put any of the exterior stuff in it. So you should put materials on all of your exteriors. You'll have components to put furnishings in it and put your roofing on and all of that. And as far as the exterior stuff and animation, that will be assignment 2. It's not due until next week. So go ahead, Fred, take it away here.
So you still, you select your object. Let's back up a little bit. Select the object, right click, edit group, select the plane you want to apply the material to, select the material, then apply it. You go in this area here, click on edit. Here you can rescale it.
I'm gonna tilt the screen a little bit so it sees all of you.
Okay, all right.
Do you see yourself in there?
Now I see it, yes.
I don't know why I didn't do that earlier.
Okay, cool. There you have it. Let's adjust this. I'm gonna adjust this glare here.
And as far as adjusting that, it's just a feel, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. You just gotta eyeball it if you want to. Try to get as close as realistic as possible.
I think with composite roofing as this is, it looks less realistic if the pattern is just too big. Because these things are,
So you want to make it smaller?
yeah, I think what you have is about as big as you want to go. At the
Okay.
same time, you don't want it to be too busy.
Mhm.
So I
So
think it's
take it
looking
down.
pretty realistic right there.
Okay, so leave it there.
And then the fascia boards on the side, that's actually like a rim sort of beam, if you will. So it's just painted.
You should just choose a color on that one if you want. What color would you prefer?
Maybe that sort of brown, that reddish brown is right. Next one over to the right, right
This
at that, no, go there, yeah,
That color?
yeah. Let's be a little radical there. Huh? Now, again, if you want that, all of those to be one thing, how would you make that? Is there one way you can make all the
Oh, all at the same
fascias?
time?
Yeah, and then be able to edit them all at the same time?
You could put them in the same group. That would take care of that.
So what is it? You put the fascias in a group or
Mhm.
those?
You just
or
isolate it into a group.
that color? If you,
Oh, this color? Oh, this color is
well,
going to be
I'm
main.
saying, so how do you make that a group, those fascias?
Oh, you just highlight it? Because right now you edit group. Now you can put a group within a group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hold the shift key, select the next one. And you sure you're all selected. Right click and then make it to a group. So you would have a group up under a group.
Okay. And now, once you touch that group, you put a different color on it. Voila, it's,
Should update.
so you would edit the roof group and then,
You right click and
in-
then go into the even deeper into another group. So you say
edit
edit
group,
group, and you come here, edit group, and now
right?
you're inside of it.
And now if you change the color right now, it'll change all of the fascia.
Let me open it. Let's just start that.
I guess, did you need to triple click on it to get them all?
There's one or two ways to do it. Let's see.
Because now you're in that subgroup.
Mhm. Okay, that's where you want it, right? Does anyone have any questions? we're gonna make a another tag for landscaping.
So tell them what you told me about putting things on a,
Well, I generated a plane for something for the trees to attach to, so that it wouldn't fall below the XYZ point. Otherwise, if you hand it this way, let's see here, you won't have a tree that's sitting below the
ground line.
ground line.
And you get the trees from the website, right?
Yes.
So those came from 3D Warehouse. We're not sure if you're able to get stuff off of there, so.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have access to it or not. Can you tell me if you see it or not, or?
Let me check.
Yeah, I was able to get access. Yeah, it was
Okay.
through, I was able to load a couple of trees.
It's okay, perfect.
That came from 3D Warehouse?
Yeah, I went to file and then I think it says 3D warehouse and it says
Yes.
load a model, and then I said that, and then I X'd out of that load model and then just went to the 3D warehouse and got some trees.
Okay. Is it possible for you to download some vegetation from there? Like so you can import it into your
Yeah.
model?
Yeah, they had tons of stuff. It was amazing.
Nice, nice, perfect. All right. Cool. I wasn't worried about that part.
And then everybody can get to there.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. make sure you save it into a folder so you have access to it, and then start slowly importing the vegetation you want to your model, and just rescale it so it'll kind of look like it belongs. And I would go with different colors too, because it makes it look more realistic.
So best practice, when you download these, they download as separate SketchUp files, is that correct?
Yes, and you just import it using the same process I was showing you before, where you go into File, Import, and wherever you have your folder located, you click on there and just import it in.
And you'd be importing that one tree or one
Yes.
shrub. So
Yes.
everybody should, without question, do just as I've told you how to create subfolders in AutoCAD for W blocks. I would create a folder for your components and start to save things in categories like furnishing, cabinets, or furnishings, cabinetry, landscaping, plumbing fixtures, lighting down the line. You don't want to put it all in one place, or you'll have to start looking through.
Yeah, it's
50
difficult
million
to
files.
manage it that way. It's better
So
to,
be as specific, don't just say electrical, but say lighting, and then, you know, other types of electrical. Break it down. You will like it. You will like your life better. You might have, you know, outdoor, and then break it down to landscaping, trees, you know, that sort of thing, but at least into landscaping. And then I don't know if there's then materials you can get from there, which might be like concrete pavers and other things that are
They have it there.
outdoor
CMU
things.
blocks. Yeah, you can find almost anything you can ever imagine in there. And they also have some companies who who put items on there you can download, so that you don't necessarily have to look for their products. You can just look at their name, give them the spec number, and just, you know, apply it to your construction documents. Makes it easier for you.
So Eric, did it start some sort of 30-day trial, or?
No, it's there all the time, which is great. Yeah, fantastic. And people actually upload their entire projects too. I was like, oh wow. So yeah, there's a whole universe in there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what we expected. That's what it used to be like.
Mhm. It
Cool.
was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Sweet.
Okay, do we have any more questions? Or do you guys want to try the adding your materials to here?
Yeah, go ahead and do that now, definitely.
And adjust the scale too.
And Fred, you were suggesting by putting that plane out there to put the
Also, yes.
landscaping on,
Yeah, you have something to snap to you. Yeah,
right?
keeps everything in the same plane.
And then what do you normally do with your landscaping? Do you put all of that in a group?
Yes, you do. That way it's easier for you to manage. So you generate a landscaping tag, you group it all, you select them all, and you just group them. Hold the shift key. Group.
You might even include the ground surface too, huh?
I will in the second group. That way I can still isolate it if I want to go back and move the trees around. The group will not affect the base.
Ah. And then you can do things, folks, like put a material on that ground. If you want different materials, like if you had a driveway, it's asphalt versus concrete pavers or something, all you got to do is draw a line, separate the different surfaces, and then apply that material to that area.
Exactly. Okay, so for example, you want to You want to modify this guy, edit group. So you want to come here and do a driveway like we mentioned.
Which makes me think, if I wanted to show like a dirt area around the base of the tree, that the tree is in there. is
You can
there
do
a
that.
way to
You can do it
draw-
as well. That'd be cool.
Can you draw an organic type of shape? You know, like almost elliptical, but just odd shaped, as opposed to straight lines.
Oh, sure. Do a circle and then modify it.
Like, let's say on the end of that line back there, you wanted to make that a curve on the end of that, ending that area that you now make it. Yeah, that, okay, you could do that too. Just so people see it, okay. Where was that you made that shape?
Oh, it's right here. Just scroll down.
Oh, okay. And the other is polygon. But what if you wanted a weird morphed shape? Is that a polygon and then you curve it or something?
Yeah, you can do it that way as well. So you want an odd shape, you would go to here.
Oh, okay,
Freehand.
freehand. Mm-hmm. How did you make it curvy?
Oh, you just hold the mouse down. You have it.
Oh, you held the mouse down?
Yes.
The pick
Left
button?
mouse button.
Mm-hmm, left mouse button.
Mhm. And if you want this to slide it there. Or if you want this to be grass outside.
Oh, trying to make pavers or something?
I was going to
Oh, I
show
see.
you how you can add grass to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can make pavers.
Yep. Or make that whole area grass in there. Just right. Whoops. What happened was you didn't close off the back end of that at the upper end of the lot by the trees in the distance. You didn't close it off. That's why it made grass everywhere. Go towards the back.
Oh, back here.
Yeah, see,
So just
once you close that off, then it won't go back there.
For this assignment that's due before next Thursday, do we have to model the interior too, or is it just the exterior?
You don't have to model the exterior. You should model the building and the interior.
But isn't that what he's doing right now, is modeling the exterior with all this
Yeah,
stuff?
because he's just showing you, since no one had questions, showing you how to go. The interior, I'm only asking you model a few things, and that's just drop in like a sofa and the kitchen cabinetry and a bed. You could put something, you could put a
Gotcha.
tub or shower in the bathroom and in the vanity and the toilet. So that's the only modeling you need to do in there. You could add paint to walls if you want to. I don't care if you make a whole lot of different colors or just make one color. It's so that when we get to doing the animation and you get in the inside, it'll be furnished. Just want you all to be free and comfortable to do things as Fred is doing. So when it comes time for you to work on your projects, you're comfortable at how do you add furnishings and do all that stuff. So what's due on Thursday is the building. And at that point, the building being, you can just turn in your SketchUp model as a submittal there. Next week, what will be due is for you to add landscaping on the outside and actually make an animation, which is what Fred will go over. Fred will go over the animation in detail on Thursday. So certainly you can, you'll be able to start to play with that on Thursday and know how to do it, but it won't be due until next week.
Oh, and we go to class next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday, Thursday?
Yes, we do. So
Okay.
we are back in the classroom on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. And we'll be finishing AutoCAD. So that's why you should, Fred's last day with us is Thursday. So certainly if you have questions on anything, make sure you write them down, have them so he can go over these things with you. So you made that little area, Fred, what, something like a foot high, and then you made the water like 6 inches high?
Yeah, it's only 6 inches. It's like a little pond.
Right, but the edges of the pond is a little higher. What were the
Well, I made it
like
8 inches.
8 inches, and then the other one was, the water is 6 inches or 4 inches? Oh, 6.5, okay. But you see how he's doing that, right, folks?
So the water's half of that. So it's only like 3 inches.
Right, mm-hmm.
Does that make sense at all? Or? Any questions?
Yeah, it looks like since you're able to access a 3D warehouse, maybe everybody should try and access it.
Mhm.
Eric was able to successfully access it. So
Just download something and import it into your folder so you can become familiar with that.
because they have like everything,
Mhm.
fireplaces, chimneys, you know. So they have cool windows in there, right? They have different types of windows.
They do.
So get familiar with the different types of windows, folks, you know. The awning windows versus your casement, which is like little doors, the sliders, the double hung, skylights. Hey, throw it in there, right? So I'm not asking you to stick to a script in doing this. Feel free into adding a little of what you want to add in there. Right now, Fred, the roof, is that on the inside? Is it vaulted or is it going across as an 8-foot like ceiling? It's going across as an 8-foot ceiling because that's how you made it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if I make it vaulted, then you're gonna have to modify this wall.
Right, right. So that would be a little tricky. If you wanted to put a skylight in one side of this,
Oh, what you do is snap. Where's the kitchen?
kind of do a subtract or something.
It's just almost, yeah, it's just almost like you insert the window in there. You cut the hole in there and just apply the skylight. But you have to apply it at an angle, at the whatever.
Yeah,
angle
the
you're-
skylight would be put at an angle, but the hole, you make that hole like just a vertical. Would you make a rectangle, extrude it straight up? Put that thing where you want it, make the rectangle the size. Well, I'll let you do it.
I don't have a skylight right now. But I can show you
Well,
how to do it.
yeah, I guess I'm saying the first thing is to make the hole, right?
Yeah.
So make the hole first. They can get something from 3D Warehouse later to put the skylight on, but you physically got to make a hole in the roof, right?
Do it someplace over here. We do.
You could do it in the bedroom in the back.
Oh,
No, the other end.
like around here?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. We do. What size skylight would you like?
Yeah, let's say a 2-foot by 4-foot one. 2 foot in that direction, 4 in the other. So those guidelines you drew were along the slope of the roof. That's why you did that, right?
Yes, that way it matches the slope.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing a true 2 foot, 4 foot in the plane of the roof.
You have it. Yeah.
And you just have to change the material on those sidewalls. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes. This would be like drywall because you had to box
Right.
it in. You just place your skylight right in there, like the window.
So there you go, folks. So if you really did this, what you would probably have, folks, is a rough opening that's like 2 inches smaller than the skylight. So if the skylight is 24 by 48, you'd make the opening something like 22 by 46 or something. So the skylight would sit on the lip of the thing. But for all intents purposes right here, no one would notice if you made the hole as big.
You can also resize this hole too if it doesn't fit the skylight.
You start edit the group and start moving the line in a little.
Like so.
Look at that.
Any questions?
I see a question there. How are you able to see the interior walls and all without deleting the roof? So you turn that tag off, Gerardo.
Yeah, he's
Remember,
trying
the
to
roof should be on its own tag.
see. That's
So
like
see
turning.
that on off he's doing right there? Turn it back on. Turn it off. There you go. That's why you put all these things on a different tag. It used to be called a layer. We have no idea why SketchUp decided to call it tags now, but you could really look at it as like layers, just like AutoCAD. So you do think about how you layer things, AKA how you tag things, so that you can turn those groups of things off together. So you could put all your landscaping, even though it's different materials and all of that, on one tag, so that when you don't want to see the outside, turn that tag off and poof, the trees will go, the landscaping to go, the ground to go, all of that. It's just all about how do you tag it. So Fred, would you, if you were doing a whole lot of stuff out there in the landscape, I'd probably put my trees on one layer, one tag, and then all the other ground surface stuff in another tag. Would you do
Correct.
that?
Yes. And then I would put the trees up under the same group as this one here, so you can turn it off together and you can isolate it. Just in case you don't want any vegetation to show, you only want the building to show, you can turn it off and just leave the building.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
Any other questions out there? You guys are pretty silent, so you must have it all down. My mouse here, okay. So if you guys, are you guys working right now on stuff? We could just take a step back and Fred will hang out here till 9. So if you have questions,
Brett, it's Eric. Do we might actually ask a kind of a random question?
Sure.
It's for another project, but I'm having issues with it. It involves SketchUp. I actually have a model in SketchUp and I'm trying to load it into Revit and I'm having issues with it. I'm not sure if you've had some experience with that. It's
Oh,
kind of been,
save it as a DXF file and then export it into Revit.
oh, as a what?
DXF.
Oh, DXF. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Sweet. Okay.
DX,
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
DXF seems to be a file that the different softwares like.
Okay, cool, cool.
So
Sweet. Yeah, because
you export the SketchUp file to a DXF, and then you go to Revit and you import the DXF, right, Fred?
Yes.
gotcha. I do because I'm trying to do massing with like different floors and stuff. So would I be able to like upload the DXF through massing, I guess? Or should I just do, I don't know. Well, I'll give it a try, see if that works. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. When you go into Revit, you say
Mhm.
import, it's gonna give you the DXF option in there. You just bring it
Okay,
into the
gotcha.
folder.
Oh,
But do it
sweet.
in plan view. That
Okay.
way, yeah, because otherwise the orientation's kind of off.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, sweet. All right, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And you know, if there aren't other questions, you know what might be a nice thing to just show now, Fred, is remember we talked about with this project, maybe doing the massing from using the elevation. Like if you imported an exterior elevation, tilted it up, drew the side plane and extruded it sideways.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just, since we've got a little extra time here, I'm gonna have Fred show you a different way of doing this project. I don't know if you want to make a separate model of it, Fred. It doesn't matter either way, or do it to the side. Doesn't matter. But if you want to do it, because I've seen it done this way, folks, where you take one of the exterior elevations, like what you drew in AutoCAD, save that as a JPEG, which we've already given to you now. And now he's gonna take this thing, he's importing it into SketchUp here. And then he's going to scale it to the correct size, rotate it so that it's standing up like an elevation, and trace over it and extrude it sideways. You could build the building that way as well. So you know the wall there, Fred, is 8 feet from, you could scale it up so that wall is to scale. If you zoom in on it, you'll see where the datum line shows you it's 8 feet. See where top of ground up to the top of wall is 8 feet?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're saying from this point here?
Nope,
to
nope.
This point here to here?
Yeah, from the bottom of that line there, you see where it says 8 feet. It says ground. Yeah, zoom in. See where it says ground levels, 8 feet? Right there. Up to the line above is 8 feet. Not there.
To here.
Go back down towards the bottom. Not the, yeah, there. There.
Here to here.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, there to the top of the line. Yeah. Because it wouldn't let you snap onto that line.
Oh, grid lines. Should put a grid line. Or just reset. Just do this.
All right, put that grid line somewhere a little different, huh?
Yeah. This guy's all over it. I think I'm just gonna erase these extra grid lines. And make it easier to see. And you have it. Now I just have to give it a scale. I'm gonna place this in a separate group so it doesn't affect the drawing. Uneven. You want it 6 inches or you want it thicker? The wall thickness.
Oh, yeah, 6 inches is good. Well, in the case of this project, Fred, because it is a pretty simple box, would you more so push this whole thing back to make the entire plan a solid like shoebox and then offset it? Or you can't do it that way? You should make all 4 sides, if you will.
I do all 4 sides so you can still have access to the interior. Because if you're making it into one big giant solid box, now you have to excavate the pieces from the interior.
Right. I was wondering if you made the whole big box, but then you did an offset on the inside of it and got rid of the middle, but you wouldn't really have it. You would just have that strip around the top edge, if you will, I guess. I think what you're doing is better, I guess.
I could do it that way too, but I would have to offset it from the base and then take out the interior portion. Yeah, but you're gonna end up with a flat ceiling as well. But then you have to go back to the floor afterwards.
Right, right. So a million different ways to do it, huh? So tell them what you're doing.
So what I did is I just drew the outline of the wall itself, removed the extra lines to make it one panel. And now I was going to place more grids on here to identify the windows and doors, and then punch out the windows and doors in the wall, because the wall is actually here.
Right. Did you push it back 6 inches?
No, I pulled it out 6 inches.
Oh, okay.
See right here? And I changed this right here so you can actually see the PDF, the JPEG behind there. So you just play with this.
So why did you pull it out as opposed to push it in?
Because when I knock out my windows, I'm gonna have to push it into the face of the
But
wall.
I mean, right now your wall is outside the floor plane, right? It's
Correct.
actually outside the building. You would eventually then just move the wall 6 inches back or something.
Yes. But I need to isolate it from the PDF, the JPEG, so that I can
Right.
look at the windows.
Yeah, I was just wondering why you didn't push the other way. You could have made the wall 6 inches just the same, but pushing it inward.
Because the issue with me pushing it the other way is when I try to draw the rectangle on top of there for my windows, it may attach itself to the JPEG instead of the
Oh,
face of
okay.
this one.
And how do you even see the windows now because it is pushed? Or
Like
what
this.
I see, you're turning off that wall right
No,
now.
I'm not turning it off. I just changed the view. It's a line drawing now. So you just change the way you view the image.
Oh,
Maybe that's better
okay.
to see. Change it here, or you change it here. Either way. It's still active. It's more like a transparency.
I see. And now this rectangle, I mean, now the window or the openings, you're gonna draw them and pull them more than 6 inches towards
Yes, so
us, right? And that'll
Yes.
make the opening.
correct.
So make it 8 inches or whatever, pull it towards you.
But I have to generate my grid lines first, so I know where to step to.
Well, actually, you have one grid line already for the top of wall at 8
So
feet.
just start copying these guys.
You can copy that thing down 1'4".
That's 1'4".
And copy that down 3 feet and also 4 feet.
I think this is 4 feet off the corner, right?
I forgot what that was. But hey, you can just do something quick now for the essence of time.
Okay. All right, you got
Okay.
it. So let's copy this guy here.
they get the idea. Well, you should have done that rectangle in the group.
Yeah, I thought the group was active. So,
What are you trying to do now, Fred?
I'm gonna draw my grid lines on top of this.
Do you actually want it on top of this wall? I thought you wanted it back at the JPEG plane and you're gonna pull forward with it.
No, I need it for it to be on top of there so I can pull it through.
You can't put the rectangle on the surface of the JPEG and pull it the other direction?
It needs something to snap to. I just need the grid lines to be on top of the face of the wall for it to work.
Because you couldn't leave the grid lines on the JPEG, put the rectangle there and pull it forward?
No. Has to be on the original face of it. Unless I take the face and reverse it, I can do
Oh,
a reverse
I
face and then it'll
I
work that
see,
way.
yeah.
You can reverse face like this here,
Mm.
reverse face, and then do it that way.
Yeah, but it would literally be a reverse face. It's
Yeah.
because it's not a solid. That's what I always got to remember. It's not a solid, if you will, right? We're seeing the edges of this thing, but it's not like it's a solid wall mass.
No, you're seeing a series of planes
Right,
that are connected by lines. Yeah.
right,
And it's hollow inside.
right.
But this is the way you would do it. Make sure you have your grid lines on the face of the wall. Then it'll allow you to put the rectangle on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna do it up the grid lines. Because it comes in. See, this half of it is snapping to the face of the wall, right? But this half is snapping to the JPEG. That's the reason why you want to put the grid lines on there.
Mm-hmm.
was perpendicular.
Would it be helpful to put the JPEG at the front face? Then you can see it and draw on it?
I still think it's gonna snap to the JPEG and won't even address itself to the face of the wall.
To the face of the wall, even if they're in the same plane?
You don't want it in the same plane because you won't be able to identify it. You can't isolate it.
You can if you made the JPEG, say a tag you could turn on and off, right? Are you saying the moment you do that rectangle, it would be kind of attached to the JPEG, not to the
Yes.
face of your wall?
Correct. For example, if I do it in this plane here. Let's get this guy right here. Now I'm gonna try to push it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't even select it because it's part of this.
I see. Mm-hmm.
So you have to isolate it somehow that we can get access to.
Mm-hmm. That's why you pulled it forward and then you're dealing with that. Actually, it might be better that if you drew it on the plane of the JPEG, you drew the outline. Before you even push and pull, you put the rectangles in that represent the window.
Okay, you can
And
do
then
that.
you get rid of the JPEG.
Okay.
And all you would have left is your plane with
Mhm.
rectangles in it.
Then you can pull that piece.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's a nice way of doing it too.
As you could see, folks, take some thinking about how you do it. When you learn how to use this, you can start to make some techniques of your own. But that was it for the day. Showed you all of that great stuff there. So everybody knows what they've got to do for Thursday, and then where we'll go from here on Thursday. And that'll be it. So it's looking like good stuff. Nobody has any more questions, then we'll end it for the day.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna end the recording and all. We'll see you Thursday.